Oh my gosh. My mic was off the whole time. Well, that's good because I was just talking about how bad I am at like setting up streams. Let me just hear myself talking the stream now. I can go. Oh my gosh. My mic was off the whole time. Oh, that's unclear. That's good because I was just talking. I don't even. I'm just using a headset. Okay. Alright. So, today we're playing the beginner's guide. And even if nobody joins, like I said, I do this so I can watch it in the future. Okay, I can't hear the audio. So, I watched CoryxKenshin play the beginner's guide like years ago. Like, before he even hit 6 mil, I believe. Actually, I think it was way before that. I'm not sure. But I remember the beginner's guide. And then I was like, okay, for my birthday, which was March 31st, I was like, I'm going to buy the beginner's guide and the Stanley Parable. But then I didn't buy it because I bought an Oculus, which I want to learn how to stream that. But that's going to have to take a while. But then I was like, wait, they're coming out with a new Stanley Parable, the Ultra Deluxe. I should just wait. So I did wait. And they came out with it a few days ago. Because his brother, there's a YouTuber named Doug, did not know he had a brother, but did not know his brother made the Stanley Parable. He came out with the game a few days ago, so I decided to buy both of them today. I'll be doing two separate streams though. I'm gonna do the beginner's guide and I'm gonna do Stanley Parable. I might not do them back to back, but I'll do the beginner's guide and I'm definitely gonna play Stanley Parable today because I'm hyped for that game. Okay, so beginner's guide. Let's play. I don't even know. I forget what this is about. Let me see what the options are. Oh, I can play on my controller? Wait. That's what I was think about doing before I even started the stream. Okay. Um also sorry if my voice is a little raspy. Like I'm not fully awake, which is why like I'm kinda quiet. But like yeah. I'm gonna see if this works. I don't know if oh my lordy. I apologize. I am not put together. I'm not a streamer. Like, I do this for fun. I do this for people who want to see. For people, I mean, and for myself. Like, I stream because it's fun for me. Let's go to settings, controller, general controller settings. Alright, so it just might be the game. Hey! Hope you're doing well. It's really early. I'm surprised to see you up here. You're always in the stream. That's not a bad thing, but okay. I don't know how this controller would work, but I'm just gonna go ahead. Let's begin. Let's begin. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen him play this in like years, so I don't even remember what this is about. Oh, like I remember some of it, but okay. So you can't use a controller. All right.
Hi there.
Hi.
Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
Of course.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Was I supposed to play that first?
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
Okay.
Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Okay.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Bet.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Wait, can I pause? Wait, because I need to open my window. My blinds. It's dark. Alright. I am back. Let's go and see what... Oh, might be it. Also, what reminded me to download this and Stanley Parable was Jay from the Cub Scouts. He had made the video on it, and I want to watch on Parable, Stanley Parable, and I wanted to watch it, like the ultimate ultra deluxe one. But I was like, you know what? Nope, I need to play it myself. Oh.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
Oh, we finna fight.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Oh, I can't go this way. I can't go this way. I can't. Who is on the ship now? Watch us fight some aliens. I can't reload. I wasted all my bullets. I don't know how to reload. Oh, that sucks.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Wait, can this door open?
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance,
The door
you have this gun,
closed.
which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then
There
clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Dang.
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games
is
for
this
what
just
they
it?
are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh, shoot. Which door are we going in? Which door are we going in? Okay. Oh, I'm not in danger.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Okay.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room.
Yeah.
You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
I mean, it's a game. I don't know about how it would feel doing this in real life.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Oh, okay. Oh, we just float up. I can see where
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Okay. Wait, I need to also charge my computer because it became uncharged. My headset came out. Okay, let's look. Whoa, the past was behind her. How'd you know it was a girl?
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
That's kind of dope. That's kind of dope. That's kind of dope. That's kind of dope. I feel it. I feel it. I feel you for that. I feel you for that. Past was behind it. Games like these, like if this was a real game, you know how amazed I would be? This is a game. Oh.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
How does the future keep changing?
It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete.
What?
Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. What? But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought. It says what it wants to say.
I like that one. I like
Didn't
that
need
one.
anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Nah, because I actually really, really like that one. I mess with it. What is this one? Oh. You are now entering. Why are we sliding? Oh.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Bet. Got you. December 2008. Nonsense.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Okay, let's start moving.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it.
Yeah.
Once he stopped to work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
I feel like that with art. Like, if I start working on art, I don't want it to be dead to me, but it kind of is. And if you think about it, stuff changes, especially with my art. So, like, once I'm done with an art piece, I can come back to it. But it's like, do I really want to line this old piece of artwork knowing that I've improved? No. Maybe. Oh, I just keep getting slower as I go up.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
And if I just stay and crawl? No. This is dope. This is dope. I like it. I like it. Oh. You walk around talking people down from pursuing their hopes and dreams. A normal game where you have to scream into a mic every 15 seconds to keep playing. Hey, a game like that would be so cool.
A room that's warm and nice
A key in one game
and filled
unlocks a
with
door
little
to
ideas for games.
Yes! You know how cool that would be? A key in one game unlocks a door in a completely separate game. I'm sorry,
Coda
I'm
would often
such
tell
a
me
fan
that
of
he
stuff
didn't
like
mind
that.
if people thought of him as
Series of
cold
lavish
or
moments
distant.
coming
He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
I like the one where it's like a game is giving you instructions on how to play, but they're incorrect. The game is nothing but No! I wanted to keep reading those! They were so nice. I read too slow. Ready, set, fish? Infinite fish? Oh. Bro, is there like a way to just walk through this and just chill? Because I like reading stuff like that.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. Oh, I'm about to say I locked myself in. Wait, I'm gonna be.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Okay, I'm gonna
We're
be
gonna
real
see it a
honest.
lot.
I did not know that was what you're supposed to do. I guess I'm just big brain. Let's see. 3 dots. I mean, you know what made me big brained? Freaking. Oh, what is that game called? Superliminal. I was thinking about buying it for my computer if I go off to college and don't bring my PlayStation. Cause Superliminal, oh my lordy, that's my favorite game.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa.
How about that?
Yeah,
There was more to it than we had any way of knowing.
How do I go look?
I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything.
True.
That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I mess with this a lot. Okay. Let me guess, you're now leaving? Yeah, you're exiting, huh?
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow.
Yeah, that's
It
what
could
they
even
say.
be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay, I really enjoy this game so far. The Great and Lovely Descent. Okay. Wait.
Let's talk about video game
I look
development
away for
a
1
second.
second.
Every
Okay.
video game runs on what's called
I
an
was about to
engine,
say.
which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
I kind of want to go up these steps. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, okay, go
To
through
make
the
all of these
through the
games,
regular way.
Coda
but-
is using an engine called Source. Like all
Alright.
engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it
What
does
is this? What
poorly.
is this?
One of the
The
things that it does
streetwise
very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
No. I fell. Oh, is that supposed to happen? Okay. Oh, can I not go in here? Alright. Cool. Oh, all the gates just open, bro. Oh. Nah, cause what was that? Stop. See, look, I don't mess with noises, bro.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to stay. Like, even if I had this game, I would not stay in this room.
This is
for
something
a whole
that he and I
hour.
used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Real quick, I don't know. I don't think I streamed it, and I don't know if I recorded it. But there's this game called Just More Doors, and Just Doors or something like that, and it reminds me so much of this level. And I might have to play it again. I know how to beat it and everything because it's simple. But like, I really want to show you. But I think I made a recording of it. I just need to find it and upload it and edit it. But yeah. Games like those are just chef's kiss. Oh look, we're outside. There's the same 3 dots. Okay, let's go this way.
It's the puzzle again,
Yeah.
with the exact same solution as the last time.
Oh.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. You there? Did you come from above?
Here,
What was
Coda
up there?
begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the
Answers,
engine's chat
orders,
capabilities.
lightning.
Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
2. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. That's the world above. You've been there. Now, this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. This was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect. Please, tell us how you solved it. That's the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't really solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go there. Go over there. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you, there is nothing I want more. Well, Brody, I don't know what to tell you. Let me take a sip of my drink and let's go. Hello, how'd you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, dude. I'm gonna do 2. No, I've been right here this entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Well, what happens if I solve it? Not sure, but if I have any suspicion, you won't be worth what it takes to get there. I didn't read the last part because I was struggling with that sentence.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay. Are we outside, bro? Okay. This reminds me of Superliminal.
It's a lamppost.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Oh.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around
Sorry, y'all.
at Headspace for so long.
Because
Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. Dope. April 2009. I was 5 years old. Yeah, I was 5. Nice room. Not. Bro, this room is nice.
So first off, I'm sure you can
How do
deduce
you
this,
beat
but
this
this game is not connected to the internet.
No point.
All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
What? What the heck? I saw a floating
But it's
penguin.
ironic,
Let me
isn't
tell
it,
you, it was
that
the most
in playing
majestic
this
thing I've
game
ever seen.
and
I don't
seeing how
feel
alone
like
Coda
living
often
because
felt,
nothing will ever be
that
as
we
majestic
get to
as
know
that.
him
I
better
never
and
want to
actually kinda
see
connect with him.
if
But I have to
nothing
be
will
honest with
be
you,
that beautiful
this
again.
idea
I'm
is
crying
really
out. I plan
seductive
on
to
ripping
me.
my eyes out.
That I
Must
could
go
just
do that now.
Play someone's game and see
the
the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked those games, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Sorry, I really want to read these notes. Like, that penguin one is hilarious. What the world? Like, I'm gonna try to run through them, but like, I really like these notes. I remember this. Hold on, I can assure you, guarantee that there's an acorn here, somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. No, because I saw Cory doing this, and I was like, I want to read every single one of these notes. And sadly, I can't, because I don't think I can go over there and stuff. But like, if I could, I would. I'm telling you. Oh my lord. Maybe we do. Don't listen to that guy. Lol. Oh. A free t-shirt. Other side. Door right, so. Makes game. Includes door. Cannot open door things. Open sesame. How do we open? Oh, there's more this way. Someday I'll meet the person who made this. I help people because of the eternal good I get. New room. Do you hear chimes? They keep going, don't they? I would very much be desired. Bro, please don't tell me this goes on forever, because I literally cannot help but like wanting to read all of these. I'm definitely walking by them fast though. Lol. Oh, you wanna go down? I would, but I don't know where this ends. Yeah, if I recorded this, I would definitely edit this out. Like, I want to get on with the game, but like my curiosity is so big. Ugh, I'm just gonna run through it because I know there's some cool stuff. Like, I just love the notes. I'm gonna have to just come back by myself. I'm just gonna go. Because I literally don't want to be here all day, but like I cannot help but want to read all of these notes.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution. He understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together, to grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
We have a big brain person, and I keep saying, I like to think that there's multiple people that were here. What the world? Lol, how do you leave notes? No, there's no room of typewriters. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. I'm sorry. May through June 2009.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes.
Okay.
Hang with it.
There's a well. 2 couches, a table. What just happened? Oh. Didn't even know this was a door. Oh, this is pretty. This must be in VR chat. Imagine playing this in VR chat or Stanley Parable in VR chat. That'd be crazy. I mean, not VR chat. I mean VR.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Oh. The well's still there. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Let's do a refrigerator. Yo. What about along the wall? Put a huge picture of a horse. I really like a washing machine. 10 stoves, like, I want to do a huge picture of a horse. I think we should light up this room a bit. A night light, full ceiling windows. What's up, baby? This one. And a table. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? I'm pretty sure none of the choices are making any difference. Tables were invented in 1935.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Give me a sec. I have to put my nail polish on so I can grow my nails. So I can stop biting this. Alright. Hello, please walk forward. Okay. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully and take care that you remember each step. This place is nice. Don't smell like roaches or nothing. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click it to turn it slightly. Okay. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on. I'm guessing this is right. Now go to the left side of the sofa and move it over a little. Oh. That's the left. Okay. Finally touch the shelves. Okay. Oh, that's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. That was interesting.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen.
In the well.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
Okay.
But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against
whatever
yourself.
This is.
Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh, I didn't even know I could walk. I thought they were gonna show me something. Is this a house? Okay. There's some fuels. That's a telephone box. I'm gonna get trapped in here, aren't I? Oh. Hello? Who is this? It's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice
That's where I am
from
right
someone
now.
who knows.
I'm so glad.
But the irony is that even in this scenario,
get
you're
out
still
eventually.
talking to yourself.
What's it like to escape?
You know, all
Actually,
of
my
these games so far are Coda
It's
talking
kind of
to
strange, but
himself.
anyway, I kind of miss being in prison. It feels like completely still. True. Why? Was there anything about it that you felt good about? Being here sucks. True. Maybe I only like things once I don't have them anymore. Once it's comfortable, I knew its limits and in my place. But don't you feel excited about giving out the promise of freedom? I like to. Is that good though? It's comfortable, but it's inhuman. I couldn't live this way. You don't need to. You just need to be patient. Having limits is way more important than you probably realize right now. You'll see what I'm talking about when you've been there for a little while longer. Yeah, too. What if you're me? Then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No. I think I'm the first person to call back. And can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. Be sincere. What? That will free me? Maybe. How's that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Sincere about what? That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
August 2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Okay. That was just the wrong thing to do.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
I'll go there after. Oh, never mind. Looks like there's no after. Bless me. And thank you for setting shoot. Okay. Clean. Oh my goodness. I'm glad it's all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house back all by myself. Right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make a lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
Don't worry about me.
From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Why don't we start cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Yeah. Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Is that not the bedroom? Oh. This is the bathroom. This is the bedroom. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. My soul can't be soothed any other way, it seems, which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out here? Of course. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over there. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Yeah, make it especially cheesy. What's on your mind? No, that was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why else you come do that? Tell me the story. I'm interested. Last, I checked the tub. Needed it cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best as you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. There are still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom. If so, did you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear the dishes?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you,
so difficult.
and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Do these short? Wait. Okay. I'll do 2. Darling, let me tell you something. In your lifetime, you're going to clean a lot of houses. And among all those, a few of them will stick out as truly wonderful, beautiful experiences. None of them will be the ones that were easy. Just something to think about.
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Would you mind, earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. But there's a lot of truth in it, no? Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Are you okay? You seem kind of like you're using a lot of short words and sentences and periods. Are you good? Oh goodness, those pillows over the couch are romance.
I'm glad he made
Would
this.
you go over and straighten
found some
them up a
peace.
bit? Can't have these folks coming home to a messy couch. Question. Yeah?
But,
You enjoy
of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Oh, that door is open. That makes me sad. I was actually enjoying my friend. Clean. And I want another question. Clean looked disturbed. Like, clean.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right?
Clean.
That sooner or
needed
later
some
you
help.
have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
I wanted to help clean.
This one gets a bit
members
goofy.
only prices. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to be perfect. The workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am right now. Who do you think, right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not how do we do it, but who do we do it? How do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game,
Being
the
perfect is
perspective
effortless.
shifts.
Whoa.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid
This
as
is
you
a
are.
key.
Oh, and also you
How
can
do I
move around the
believe
classroom now.
it with no effort? Oh. Well, let me tell you right now. Wait, it's effortless. I should love you. I should love you. You're children, so trying. Is that like his inner thoughts as he's telling you this? Not the drugs.
I fell pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
Oh, I
think
just
about
realized
this
a
game a lot
lamppost
these
in the
days.
bag. Little things like that in the game, right? Just little things like that. Like, Superliminal is known for, like, dice.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for
apples
Coda to
and
make.
chess pieces.
It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this. And it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Seeing those pop up in those games is cool. That scared the mess out of me. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. Oh. Oh, in this scene, you'll be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you will start out leaning against this wall. Okay? Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It is your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You actually need to converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared. Super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. No. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's just that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that can bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. They make noises. I just have a really hard to be sure. How about you? You're messing it all up again. You'll figure out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important it is for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Okay. Is this the end? Is this the end? There's a lamppost. Whoa.
The The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
What's going on? Captain, what can we do? Help, I'm blind. I can't say anything. What's going on? Best to keep your eyes closed. Help, I'm blind. I'm legally blind. There's a giant door. I can't see anything either. Someone please talk to me. Can you do something? We're going to crash. Be quiet and find your source. Am I going to get killed by a giant door? Bro. Oh, I can't see anything.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
I want to be killed by a giant door. What's the solution? I was about to say, why don't I just don't speak? Oh, that was right. The only way to stop it is to speak something honest. I can't keep making these. The only way to stop it is just speak something honest. Yeah, because if that's really what he's feeling, that's it.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
That's how it is. You lose the creativity and everything. It's hard. Hello, where am I? What is this? Oh. A tree. Where did this island come from? I don't know. Oh. Okay. Is that a person? How lovely. Where were you at? Where you at? It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. Bro, I am lost. When I try to create, I feel empty. That's how I feel with art sometimes. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I'm trying to find this. Yeah. That's my answer question. Is an island couple or something? Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know what that is. It isn't far. What? I can take it to it, but
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations,
can help me solve the puzzle.
this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why?
Perfect.
What is it for?
He's expressing himself with these games.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him,
they're not
this
real.
was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little
Here,
bubble,
come along, I'll show you.
just
Here,
sitting
I'll
at his
show you
computer
here.
all day, not really showing these games to anyone,
I saw this puzzle before.
not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Okay, now what? Now you have to close the first door. Alright, what's next? Now you just press the switch here. Huh, that was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Right.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about, and I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. It never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
She's crying. I was like, who's crying?
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
See, the thing is, he's pushing himself out. Wait, he's pushing himself to make more games. But the games like these where he's just venting, that's like vent art. Like when I'm upset, I'll make vent art. And I don't want to, like, I'm not having the inspo to draw, but it's something I'm doing that I love to make sure. It's just the only way I know how to express myself. This is the way he knows how to express himself. But he's pushing himself still. I stopped pushing myself. I said, I'm gonna wait. I need to push myself, though. I'm going to college for animation. I have to draw, you know. Ma'am, glad to see you finally arrived safe. We captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. I can begin interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be quick. Very good. Just want to
just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about this machine. It calls itself Coda. Okay. Machine. Coda. Alright.
And of course, it's the machine.
Her work is keeping us healthy. It was only because of your creations that you must come make it through every day. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. I have seen the same thing you fear. All right then. I'll speak to them for you. My friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me. We will destroy the machine. Are we actually fighting this time? Why do I have a gun? I feel like, oh, we gotta kill the machine.
Remember, you can click to fire the gun.
Oh. Bro, I was trying to save my bullets. Because, you know, we can't reload it. Oh, I'll make sure your work dies here. I'll make sure.
So now the work is
forever.
becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you,
just have
at the
unlimited
time that I
bullets.
first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is
Isn't
stuck
this
in
is
his
what
own
you're
head,
scared of?
and
Exposed to
that
the
it's
view
having
of
a very
others
negative effect on
every day
him,
forever.
and that all he
seen
needs
in
to
naked
do
eye?
is just
Okay,
start
that's
showing
what
his
it
work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Yeah, but at the same time, is Coda comfortable with that though? Like, I know some people need help, but maybe Coda, you know, not everybody needs to keep doing what they want to do. Like, some people,
So I started showing
Some
Coda's work
change.
to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games.
yeah, it's
You know,
good to get
the
your
point
people
of it
stuff
all
out
is
there.
just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need. To be told that my work is good.
So.
That I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good. Like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully happy.
Did make Koga happy though, you know?
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
June 2011. I was 7. This is The Tower.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, The Tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
You know, when it takes... He was talking about how what he was doing was making him happy, but like, if you're trying to help
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
But if you're ever trying to help somebody and you think about your happiness and how happy it's making you before you make sure that the other person's happy, that's not good. You gotta make
And
sure
to be
that
fair, it's
they're
not
happy
like this is the
before
first
you can
game
be
that's
happy
needed
about it.
some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
You know what I realized? Like, he cut them all. Well, I don't know. I mean, I know he's trying to just show me like the ropes, but like, he's like, Coda never finished this, blah blah blah. But like, what if he did? What if it just was supposed to go on forever, just to be like that? You know?
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Thanks. Oh, I was close with this. Wait, the 5 and the 1 just need to be switched around, but the 6 I got on point. That's actually pretty impressive. And then 1, 7.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress.
Wow.
And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
All right.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution.
Yeah.
I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why.
Maybe this is a sign from Coda, you know?
I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
Oh, I forgot about
And he
that.
wouldn't. I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you
I'm
not
the
to speak to
reason
me
that you
anymore.
stopped making games, aren't I?
Dang.
It's because of what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I poisoned it for you.
Dang. Imagine that, bro. You're so invested into somebody and like what they do, and they're just like, and you push it to the edge trying to help them, and it's really hurting them, and they're just like, I need you to not.
I don't think I ever
I
told you
wonder at
this,
times whether you think I am.
but when I took
making
your
sense
work and
for
I was
you.
showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Oh, that's tough. But, like, you've infected my
And
personal space.
the people who
That's
played them,
possible. I did.
they
begin to
treated me
plant
like
solutions.
I was
I
important.
work somewhere.
They really
between
listened and
here.
cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give? Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Yeah. You didn't even know. Like, that's nice and all. I could see if y'all were that close. Because I don't even think y'all were that close. If y'all were that close, and you're like, okay, he's struggling, I want to see. But y'all weren't that close. And he just made games and decided to show you. Would you stop changing my game? Stop adding lampposts to... Would you stop changing my game? Stop adding lampposts to them? You added the lamppost? Because what did this last one say? Wait. Give me 1 second, bro. Oh, wait. It was up here. My bad. I trusted you, voice man. Would you
And then
simply
you
let
stopped.
them be what they are?
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself.
When
And
I'm
as
around
soon
you,
as
I
that
feel
happened,
physically ill.
there was no feeling at all.
You desperately need something, and I
Nothing.
cannot give it to
Less
you. I
than
literally do
nothing.
not have it.
What does that mean?
He stopped. Mr. Davy stopped freaking Coder. Fudge, I forgot his name. He stopped my boy Coda. He stopped my boy Coda from making games. I like Coder's games, but you're the one adding the lamppost. I'm like, significance of lampposts and everything. No, I won't even Coda. Even though it wasn't tight for the lamppost joint, but like Coda, bro, whoa. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. Yeah, right? Struggling to come up with new ideas doesn't make me sad. It's more of, it's just struggling, and so I just don't do it. But it is a part of the process, no matter what you're doing. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. Oh, I'm not broken, but I am frustrated when I can't do certain things. So then I'll just stop and I'll just give myself some time. But it does say a lot about him. Wait, you're just telling this man's story falsely. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. Period. Tell him, Coda. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like
And when you
myself.
finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. Oh, the puzzle one last time? Or am I gonna be... I knew it. I just had a feeling. I'm like, this room is
That's
eerie.
why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
That's crazy. Epilogue. This is the last game made by Coda. I wouldn't be surprised if you said that. Bro, you trying to...
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution. guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
I wouldn't tell anybody that anyway. If they think that, okay, we have the same lifestyle, but just because, depending on what game somebody made, I wouldn't just say, oh yeah, they're definitely depressed.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Why do I feel like I'm in the back rooms? Or something about to go into it. Speaking of backrooms, I have a deep love for the backrooms. Like,
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
I love gym corn stuff. On my art Instagram, I have, which you can find linked on my YouTube account. I have a lot of art and whatnot. And I did
What now?
Photoshop in my digital art class. And I made a lot of weird dreamcore, weirdcore type ones. It's really fun. What now?
I think I need to go.
Yeah, you do.
And
Think.
I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
You do.
I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna...
Davey.
Okay.
Oh. You staying or leaving? Davey, you need to work on yourself. Just think. Change into a better person. Make sure that you aren't abandoning people. In their lives. But where are we walking through now? This isn't still part of the last game you made Davey, is this your mess? Oh, I'm about to say, Davey, I need you to come back. I'm so... Station. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's that thing from the beginning of the game. Bro. Hey, Davey, come back and give me running pa- Nah, cause it's thundering. Ain't even raining outside or gray. She's Whee! I'm about to say, do I die or do I rise? I guess we rising. Let's see what the world looking like. We're not gonna see what the world is like? Okay, we do. And it's just a bunch of mazes. Interesting. The atmosphere is beautiful. The sun is over there. Or whatever star that is. It is Milky Way. What's happening? If I stare at the dot, my screen looks like it's rotating, and like the little lines at the bottom of the and tops of the screens are like rotating. Oh. Okay.
Turn back.
4R.
Turn back from this cave.
4R.
You said, let me prove
This project will
that
not have been
I'm
possible without the following
brave.
individuals.
Let me keep
Shout out to y'all.
going.
Is this music copyrighted?
But the cave goes
Turn
for
back.
miles and miles and miles. And you're so
Additional thanks.
tired.
Shout out to everybody that worked on this. This was amazing.
So turn back,
I really like this game.
turn back.
You know, games like this, you'll be like, you buy it once and you can just return it. But like, I don't know. Well, that's the end, y'all. But it's like, this game is just great. A great story. I hope y'all enjoy it. Yeah. So, yeah. I hope y'all have a great one. I'll stream Stanley Parable later today. I cannot wait to stream Stanley Parable. And it's like I said, it's the Ultra Deluxe version. So it has, instead of like regular Stanley Parable where it has the main levels, they added more levels and more puzzles or whatever. So I'll definitely be doing that. I would not be able to tell you a time, but I know it's gonna be tonight. So hope y'all have a nice one. Drink some water, finish up the homework that you have. And yeah, check out my art account _.artipan ARTIP